we live and we're back on my channel. Hey guys, welcome back to Watch Your Mouth Reviews. This is your boy James, where today I'm going to give y'all my honest review while trying to watch my mouth. It's not going to happen this video, but that's okay. We'll live to fight another day. Joining me is my co-host, Mrs. Best. Y'all say what's up to her.
Hello. Please excuse my cat. I am here. Like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah, so if you guys read the title, this is Heart and Hustle Houston season 2. Y'all, I did do Heart and Hustle last season. I think I only did like 3 or 4 episodes just because I was very conflicted at the time. And there was a lot going on too at that time where we did Heart and Hustle. It was back in 2024 when I did it. But it was right around the time my dad had passed away. So unfortunately, I could not do all of the episodes, but I tried to catch up as quickly as I could. But I'm going to do the full season this time around. And y'all, they opened up with a good season. Episode 1, it was really good. All the ladies are back and happy to be doing this episode. We got a lot to get into because apparently the dynamics are different now than where they were 2 years ago when this show was here. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to acknowledge who's here. Shady made it to us. Thank you so much. I see American Born is here. What y'all talking about? All right. Good afternoon, American Born. Thank you for being here. All right. Keywan made it. Thank you so much for being here. Yes. Oh, they talk about your cat.
Demanding affection. I'm like, whoa.
Yes. But you guys do what Keywan says. Like the video, support the channel. Please subscribe. I get a lot of people who view me, but none of y'all subscribe to me. If I had the subscriber count for how many of y'all watch me, I would be well beyond monetization right about now. So you guys, please do me that solid. Let's get me monetized. Let's get this money going, y'all. Come on. Like, y'all watching, not subscribing. I don't know if y'all just not signed on to your own channels and just watching YouTube for the free of it, but please subscribe. Please and thank you. All right. Hey. All right. So, we gonna get into that because I was very upset about that. I was very mad about that because, sir, how dare you? Really? And Labrina, you okay? Hold on. We gonna get there, y'all. We gonna get there. So we open up the show with Latoria. She is still in PR, public relations. She's still doing that. She said that last we heard of her, she was actually trying to retire from that and go into other business ventures. But from what she tells us, her clients wouldn't let her. Her client said, no. You gonna do this. We need this. She probably got a good pay increase, from her contracts. And she decided to stay. So she is doing an event. And from what she explains to us, she invited all of the ladies, but the only 2 that showed up were Chloe and Ro. We don't understand why it's only Chloe and Ro at this point, but they asked her, where is Labrina? Where is Minerva? Where is Elena? She said, I don't know. I mean, I get that, we have not all been in communication over the last several months, but I invited them. I'm not sure why they're here. And I said, Latoria, this is not the same story we're going to hear later. So I want to know what's going on now. What are we doing? Because you're not starting off strong. So, okay. So as the ladies are, talking about, everybody, Ro looks completely different. She has cut off her hair. Her body is bodying. Like, it's beautiful. I love it. And, did she say she got a nip and tuck? I don't remember. I didn't write it down in my notes either.
I don't know what she got, but her ass looks great.
It looks, yes. I love the short hair. I love the blonde. She has such a strong face that I'm just like, oh my God, that short hair on her.
She actually looks
so
better.
Good.
She does look better with short hair. I don't know why the long hair irked me, but she looks a lot better with short hair. And that's what I'm here for. I love a reality TV glow up. I feel like season 1, do you whatever everybody gets past. Season 2, come back. You know what I'm saying? Pop your collar, do something. So I'm happy that somebody gave us, because Chloe, she still looked the damn same.
Yeah, Chloe still looks the same hairstyle, same, couture looks, it's very, it's cute for what it is. I like Chloe. I do. I like them all. I really don't have any problem with them all, but I'm gonna read y'all when y'all wrong. Since y'all like to, comment on people and to express like that's not the full story. We get it, but at the same time, it's what we got. Don't blame us, blame your editor. But anyways, like I said, we're gonna move along. We're gonna move along. So Chloe is still seeing her man. I think his name is Brian. I think that's his name. Hold on, y'all. Don't hold me because I done forgot the man's name already.
I thought it was Marcus, but
It's, I don't know why I'm stuck with Brian. Hold on, let me see. 1 second. Where am I at? Damn, Chloe's. Anyways, Chloe and her man, they're still dating in quotation, still dating, and it's because she hasn't addressed anything that she's about to spill to these ladies. But apparently, she has some receipts that at his house he has somebody up over there, and I guess the Ring doorbell camera caught him having a young lady over there. She doesn't reveal who it is or if she really knows the lady. Jordan is his name. Okay, thank you, Mrs. Best. Jordan is his name. I don't know why I don't have that in my notes here, but she says that she sees him entertaining the lady. Now they're not exclusive. So the only reason why she hasn't anything is because they're not in an exclusive relationship. I call bullshit on that. I think you just don't want to confront him about it because he's younger and you feel like little boy's gonna be outside. That's what a lot of you older ladies think when y'all get with younger men, is that they're gonna be outside anyway. So who am I to confront them? But at the same time, it's like you are still due respect as well. So if y'all are in a relationship the way you claimed y'all was season 1, I would think you would expect him to be monogamous to you. That's how I thought it would work. Mrs. Best, how did you feel about Chloe revealing that her man is, potentially having ladies at the house and everything?
Didn't her son not want her with somebody so young for this reason? Mm-hmm. He had expressed that last season. I think it's sad. Chloe's an attractive woman. She's successful. She's the one that had a spouse pass away, correct?
Yes, her husband passed away. That's
maybe true. Because of that, she's struggling to let go of a man that does not serve what she needs as a partner. But yeah, I don't understand why she's staying with this guy. It doesn't make sense to me, especially if somebody's demonstrating a lack of monogamy. Like, why are you dealing with them? You can call it what you want to call it, change it up. But if I'm dating someone, exclusive or not, I don't want to hear of you having all these different people. Because when men are interested in you, they're interested in you. Mm-hmm. They're not going to be entertaining other people, whether there's a title or not. But
100% agree.
Chloe, if you want to be a bird, we'll let you. But she doesn't have to. She can do so much better. I don't get it.
I agree with this comment too. He isn't on her level, and it's not, it's just probably just time on Earth, because he probably just hasn't found the realm that he's, is going to be successful in. But I just feel like, yeah, he's not on her level. This is like one of them hostile got a groove back, you just need the oil change and a tune-up. It ain't nothing wrong with that. I keep telling y'all, it's very much a necessary thing. And I would rather her just say, that's what I want the relationship for. If that's what she's doing, of course. We don't know. We're not in a household or bedroom, so we don't know what they're doing, but that's what it's given on TV. The ladies then talk about Elena and how Elena's kind of been missing. She has not been seen and no one's heard from her. No one's talked to her. The ladies have reached out. She has not reached back in. We know what Elena... there was a lot going on in her marriage. We understood that, before times there was infidelity. And then we know that in, 2020, her husband was trying to overcompensate by investing in random things that just were not selling because of where we were in those times. So we know that Elena did not take that well. She didn't take that information well. They were actually in a therapy session when he revealed what he did, even though she already knew, but she just wanted him to publicly say it. I am, looking back on that, I do think that was a little manipulative, but at the same time, he still did it. We can't take that away from it. So he still did it. So Elena could be, falling back because, a lot is going on where, that could be hurtful. That could be very, very hurtful. So, hopefully the ladies, we'll be able to rally around her, which we'll see later on in the episode. But that was pretty much it. Latoria's event looked nice. I can't, she knows what she's doing. But that was pretty much it. Is there anything you want to add on Elena being MIA? Were you surprised by that?
No. I mean, when people go through it, they sometimes take space. Well, I mean, it's not a big deal, but I do think Latoria is a part of the problem. Something about this lady I don't trust. She gives me someone that plays very, very sweet and nice, but I feel like she might have like jealous tendencies beneath her or messy tendencies. She's very vague just on her explanation of like they beef with Labrina. I don't know. Something about Latoria rubs me wrong. And now I'm kind of annoyed with her because of the stunt that she pulled last season. Don't say you quitting something, then, oh, my clients won't let me. It's given you did this so that you could talk about yourself or so that you could look a certain type of way. Like if you really wanted to quit and do something else, you would. So I don't know. Latoria really annoyed me, but as for Elena, I don't blame her for stepping away from this group, especially how she behaved last year. I don't blame her. Take time.
Labrina said that. Was that said in the first scene? I thought that was said later on in the scene with her and Minerva. I could be wrong. Let me read my notes again. I could be wrong, but I thought that was said later on in the scene with her and Minerva. I didn't think that was brought up at that point in the beginning.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, I didn't think so. I don't want to skip, y'all. I don't want to skip too far ahead. I didn't want to bring that up now, so I'm sorry. I will bring that up in just a moment here because I didn't think that was said in the beginning.
It was the first part.
It was the first part? Okay, so I'll bring it up now then. So they said that because at first she said she invited everybody and everything, so she made sure there was no issue. But then she had brought up that Labrina, and I think it was a friend of Labrina's that brought up a comment that said that she looked like Precious, and referring to, I guess, Latoria. I thought it was another friend of Latoria's, but I could be wrong. It
sounded like Latoria said it was one of her friends who was heavier set.
Oh, okay.
Explain that.
Yeah, we needed to see that in action, so that way we can decide for ourselves. Because there's a lot of he said, she said, whole situations.
But either way, if James has a friend and they say something about one of my friends, I've actually been in that situation where a mutual friend of mine and James made a comment about one of my close friends who is heavier in body. Like she made a comment about her and busted a fat joke. Them two had a problem, but they ain't had nothing to do with me. Okay. So right. I kind of feel like Latoria, if you did pick a fight with Labrina over something that her friend said, you cannot hold her responsible for what somebody else said. Like James is not responsible for my words and I am not responsible for his. So you can't just be holding the friend of somebody who said something responsible because you don't like it. But I also feel like because she is heavier set, she's more sensitive about it. Because Latoria gives highly insecure.
Yeah, absolutely.
And she does give insecure in a way that seems like she would look for a way to come for somebody who she may view as more aesthetically perfect. Something about this lady, I said it last season too, I think. Something about her just rubs me wrong. But I also feel like Labrina is messy, but I will save my
opinion. No, Labrina is absolutely messy, and I'm not letting that go either. With her hooking that lady up with that old ass man with all them kids and or daughter that was same age.
Why would you do that to your friend?
Yeah, like that was messed up. Like I still haven't forgiven Labrina for that. I haven't because I'm like that was messed up.
Labrina plays messy and likes to. She kind of her and Latoria are the same, so I'm not surprised that these two are having an issue because they both like to play like they innocent and about peace. But I think they're both equally messy and problematic. But that's
100% agree. So speaking of Labrina, her and Minerva meet up. I believe that's that lady's name, Minerva, whatever her name is, Manera. So whatever, manure. Here we go. But anyways, Manir, whatever that lady's name is, she's letting us know that her life is going well. The content creating is still going. It's actually since being on the show is definitely heightened, where she's a lot more busier doing the content creating. We're happy for you. Keep it going as content creators as well. We aspire, hope to get to a high count. I would love to see your stuff though, Minerva, whatever your name is. Labrina also lets us know that she actually has had a stable build. She's going to have some horses join, her large acrely estate, which was absolutely beautiful. I actually love that very much for her. Thank you for sharing with us, Labrina. So they let us know that they're on the outs with the other ladies. Apparently, there was this big old session that they had where Labrina had told, especially people like Latoria who took it wrong, that she is not on their level, and Latoria took it a certain kind of way and was mad at her for that comment. And I was like, and what Labrina says is she did not mean it in a way financially or anything like that. She was just saying on the level in the moment, like mentally or some shit that she was trying to explain, which didn't make no fucking sense. I'm like, Labrina, you definitely meant financially. Like, come on, let's not do that. I would rather you stand 10 toes down on it and tell them, yeah, you're not on my level. I get that that's very egotistical, y'all. I'm not saying that that's not, the right way to be, but it is what it is.
If you are in a tiff with your friend and y'all are having a conversation that is not pleasant, and they say something like, well, you're not on my level, as they're trying to get out of going back and forth with you. It's like, clearly she meant it by financially, but are you expecting her to come at you and say stuff all sweetly and perfectly with dandelions and sweet words? No, they're both just highly unrealistic in their expectation of each other in their little disagreement.
Yeah. So, and I agree, because I do believe, I don't believe her explanation either. I don't. I felt like it was BS from the start. I'm like, lady, come on. We're not going to play these games. You meant financially. You meant that you're the richest one of them all, which to some extent I make and believe, depending on what she,
your husband.
Yeah. But at the same time, I wish people standing just like Sutton for the beginning of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills says, pick on somebody whose wallet fits. She did like this, whose wallet fits. I respected Sutton until she took it back. Because that's how I feel. Like, yes, and the wallet fit.
They really on TV, though, arguing about some shit that was not filmed.
Right. That we have no knowledge of.
We didn't see any of this. So it's kind of hard for the audience to really take a side with it, but they one and the same.
They are. This is stupid. This is really stupid. Something else had to have happened. Like, I'm sorry. Something else had to have happened. What happened, Labrina and Manure? Because we don't know from the other ladies, because let them tell it. They don't know what's going on with y'all. Y'all just completely iced yourselves out and went into another corner. What happened is what we need to know, since we can't really get a hand on what it is. Manira has beautiful. Yes, she does. She has a beautiful family. Absolutely. She's a beautiful woman. She really is. That's right. Come on, sudden. She knew Dorito doesn't have it. By the way, her house now goes up for auction on June 3rd. Ooh, Dorito. Doris, what happened? Lord Jesus. But that was pretty much it. They didn't really talk about much. They just kind of caught up with each other and said that they're going to be on the outs with the other ladies. And that's just what it is. I'm like, okay, I need somebody to bring some context up here, because it can't just be off a no, you're not on my level comment. There has to be more. There has to be a lot more. I always thought I agreed with her husband when it came to her. I do too. And it's funny because they bring that up later on in the episode. Something happened in that therapy meeting, right? Yeah, but all we had, we didn't even get it from Latoria and the other girl's point of view. All we got was from Labrina, and she said that she made a comment saying that they're not on her level, and Latoria and some of the other ladies felt away about it. Now, I don't know if the Precious thing was brought up in that same therapy session, because they didn't say that if it was. So I don't know. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. But yeah,
I think the Precious thing was a separate incident.
Yeah.
And the therapy session was the attempt to talk about it. But Latoria, if you mad at Labrina for something that Labrina did not say or do, you've already lost. Like, you're not going to get very far. Address the person who made the comment, not the person who knows the person.
I agree.
We grown. Like, stop. But,
Oops.
She needs to hire a makeup artist. So damn busy talking about Labrina. Latoria's makeup is looking.
It's the wigs too that
it's
she had.
Giving real Wet and Wild 2002.
Yeah. Absolutely. So we move on. So the ladies, we have Ro, Chloe, and Latoria. They are meeting up with Elena. So Elena is, back from, working. She's been overseas, doing, a lot of makeup, and, she's a makeup artist. So she does a lot of that. She also teaches classes as well. So she's back, and she's catching ladies up on what she's been doing business wise and everything. They asked how Homefront is going, and she said that at this time, she has separated from her husband. It is not looking well. She just told him to get out because she needed her space. Um, I'm just like this. Where are we at with this? Did you actually file for divorce? Are you just told him to get out? Did you file legal paperwork? Because she wasn't exactly clear. And then in one moment in the scene, she talking about, I just want to keep my black family together. And I was like, okay, so which is it? Do you want the family together? Do you want to be away from the man? Could you get past him messing up your finances? Could you get past the cheating? Let me know what is going on, Elena. And this is what my problem with Elena was. She was never clear. That's one thing I remember about her season 1. She was never clear on the situation that was very clear. You had a business, you had money, your husband was in the background, and he felt like he needed to overcompensate and fucked all the money up. Very clear situation. You can be angry about that, Elena. Most people would be. But that's not keeping my black family together when it takes two. All you could do is show up. It's up for him to do the same. So when he falls back, you got to reevaluate, give him a chance or not. But I just felt like, to me, she was skating around all of her answers, and it was annoying me in the scene. How did you feel about Elena mentioning these things? Like, how did you feel?
Listen, I think Elena, what is this? Road Train, the comment about Elena being out with Ro. I've also seen that out online.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like these ladies may know of each other, but only some of them are really like cool, if that makes sense. So I did peep the look that Ro gave. I do feel like Elena be outside. She does makeup for the stars. Like, I just don't feel like she want to talk about her personal business like that on TV. That's what I really think it is. I also feel like it could be as black and white as people would see it from the outside looking in. But when you've been with somebody since high school, I've been with my husband since I was 16. Like, it probably takes a little longer steps. They got to figure out businesses and debt and all types of that. So I'm okay with her taking her time to the decision on whether she's going to file or not file. I do agree that she's not clear, but I wish Elena would just like admit that she don't want to tell us her business for real like that. It just tell us the little bits of it that she does give us. I wish she was more clear, but I don't get why she stayed with a man that looked like him for so long.
Yeah, she looked better this season than he did season 1.
Not much.
Not much, but he looked better. It looked
yeah, Ro is definitely a girl's girl. I could tell because Ro is me as a friend. She'll make a face like, I know you lying right now, but I'm gonna let you get away with your little lie.
I mean, Ro, we know she lying. Everybody knows she lying because she can't keep it together. She's talking in circles. She's like, these are situations that are very clear.
I think she outside probably.
Yeah, we know, we can see that clearly.
She seemed like one of the women that might be comfortable in the space of just being single and outside with her homegirls having some fun. She'll probably get that out of her system for the next few years and then eventually file for divorce unless he gets sensitive and emotional and files first, which I have a feeling might happen. He seemed like the type of Negro to do that.
Mm-hmm.
She better hurry up.
Well, listen, I'm trying to tell you because debating on this last part of this episode at the end part, he may have some retaliation on his side. So, Elena, you better not be trying to, tiptoe your way through. You better get to, scooting and running because he look like he's gonna let out a whole lot of cat out the bag next episode. So we'll see what happens from there. So in my notes, I have it. This is where the Precious thing came up. Oh, so I guess, was it at this point? Y'all got to rewatch the episode now. I'm sorry if it was at the beginning and I just put it right here in this luncheon of why the girls are mad, but I have it in my notes that they talked about the Precious thing here. The Precious comment.
The order, friend. It's not like
Okay,
we
I'm
watch
just looking
the
at.
show.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it based on my notes here. I said, okay. So yeah, we already talked about the Precious thing. We already talked about Elena. I don't think anything else the girls were talking about would meant anything else outside the Precious thing, since we've already talked about that. So I'll move on. We're gonna move on to to Latoria. She's meeting up with Jordan, which is Chloe's boyfriend. I thought this was weird
Why
from
is
the
she meeting up
moment that
with your
even.
friend's man?
Yeah.
Like, just to do it. That's weird to me.
Oh, they did talk about. Okay, I don't know why my notes have it here. Maybe I did a copy and paste on something and I accidentally put it there. Okay, thank you, Rosemary, for clearing that up. But did I miss a conversation then? It don't matter. We'll move on. That scene was nothing. But we'll move on. So yeah, so Latoria's meet up with Jordan, Chloe's boyfriend, and he says in the scene that he wants to make the relationship take it to the next level. And he's thinking about proposing to Chloe. Now, we just said that Chloe said that there was a young lady that was at his house. She had the ring door camera code. It was going up in there, everything like that. So we're pretty solid that this man could have been stepping out and cheating on Chloe. At least that's, let Chloe tell it that's what it is. This man act like, oh yeah, I want to propose to her within the next 60 days. I need to set some funds aside. I want to do this. And Latoria's like, okay, well, are you all the way in? Like, he goes, I'm about 90% of it in. And I'm looking at this fool like, okay.
Who proposes when they're 90% all in? The proposal
Right.
leads to the marriage, which indicates that you are 150% all in.
No, I need you to be 200 at this point. I need you to be very certain that I'm
This
the end
young
all be
man just don't want to lose his meal ticket.
Exactly.
Okay.
You don't want to
Chloe
lose
is
Chloe.
probably feeding him well and fucking him in ways that girls his age cannot. That's probably all it is.
Yes. There is a lot wrong with this scene, you guys. One, I do feel like it was what Mrs. Best said. I feel like, to me, this was a matter of, you don't want to lose Chloe, so you figured the only way to keep her is if you propose to her. A lot of men do this, by the way. This is not nothing new. A lot of men do this when they have a fear of losing a woman. They think this is ultimately what she wants. Like, maybe she may have hinted around it. Maybe might be, but this is a seasoned lady. This ain't no little 23, 25-year-old. This is a lady that's already been where you're trying to go. So it does not make sense in hindsight that you would think the next step is to propose when, one, y'all haven't been dating that long. Two, y'all taking it very slow, according to Chloe. Y'all haven't really been in that space like that, at least not from what we saw and not from how Chloe explained. Now, this could be a different story altogether, but y'all don't live together. As I said, she's had a life already lived that goes beyond where you're at. You're the same age as one of her kids. Like, it's very strange. I feel like, to me, this is definitely a reach to save. And the fact that Latoria came, this was my other problem with this. I don't feel like Latoria was the person. If you were going to call a friend of Chloe's, this was not the person you called. This is a person that's on the show with her. You needed to reach out to one of her little friends, an actual friend that's been friends with her for many, many years, if you were going to do this. That's how I feel. Maybe Mrs. Best feels differently. I don't know. I just felt like Latoria was not the person. I felt like Latoria shouldn't even entertain this conversation. So, yeah.
I do not want any of my friends that have never been married to do any of what that was that Latoria was doing with her man. No, thank you. Show me you can get your own first before you come try to meddle and interrupt and be involved with mine. I cannot with Latoria. I just think it's weird too because of his age to expect him to be around anybody in her friend group because they could all be his mom. I'm not even trying to be funny. Do you, Chloe, get your young peen? However, this
They
week.
just have different perspectives of where they are. She is holding on to some cheating, and he talking about he want to take it to the next level. I mean, how we get to this point? Y'all are on
Your
two different.
Train's comment, he did it for the show. That's probably exactly what it is. That's why I said it's a meal ticket. Through her, he gets to be on TV. He gets to be with the older woman that does things for him that younger women can't do. He's probably getting food and gifts and clothes and all types of stuff. I'm sure there's some type of benefit for him. And now he's on television. He probably doing a whole lot for the show. I don't trust it. Give us something else, Chloe.
Please and thank you, because I'm getting
I want to
annoyed.
see her with somebody like Rick Fox, not this young Negro.
Yeah,
I'm
I feel like
sorry.
this was. I get what you was doing, Chloe, but at the same time, this ain't no commitment type of situation. This is very much so, either a man with mama issues, because I tend to think that that's why a lot of men go this much older than what they supposed to be with. Either mama issues or he trying to be taken care of or be a kept man. It's one of the two. So I'm just saying. So we're gonna move along, y'all. That was pretty much it. Latoya didn't give him any bad advice. I think that she was helpful in a sense, but I think because of the circumstances, I don't know if what I have did. If somebody reached out to me and my friend told me he cheated, and he asked me, what am my advice on helping him propose to her, I probably would have asked about the cheating. Let me know if y'all would have asked about the cheating too.
Why would you not? Why would you not? Like, and that's why I say Latoya is not the person, because based on what we saw season 1, she don't know what the fuck she doing as it relates to dating too. So like, and somebody who knows what they're doing is really not about being single or in a relationship. Like, okay, you want to propose to my friend, but proposal means that you want to get to marriage, which is forever. But homegirl don't trust you right now. Like, that would have been the perfect opportunity to ask your friend's partner some questions, especially if the partner initiates the dialogue with you. Okay. I wish my friends, boyfriends and girlfriends, I wish they would come, because as soon as they ask me something, you've given me the green light to light up your ass with questions. Okay. Call me Detective Mrs. I'm getting to the bottom of everything.
Okay, because I felt that way too. Because I was like, okay, so Latoya, you're not gonna ask him about the cheating, and you're not gonna, because Chloe is your friend, right? Because to me, you come to me and you asking me what do I think about a proposal, and I know from my friend that you potentially have cheated. I'm going to ask you about it because I don't want. Here's the thing. I don't want my friend to be blindsided by anything, especially something as sentimental as an engagement, when she has just told me that there was potentially cheating involved with you. So she did. Yeah, because Chloe said it at the beginning of the episode, unless they filmed this out of order. Unless they feel okay. So unless they filmed this, that seating, that setup of the engagement talk was before her event, unless we were to believe it that way, then fine. But how the way the episode is edited, it made it seem like this was said after the fact that she found out he was cheating. They asked in the confessional, but we're not talking about. Chloe said it in the scene with them at the party. She said it. She goes, they were standing up. I remember the scene so unless that was filmed out of order, like I said, unless it was filmed out of order, which it could be. Like, I'm not saying that that's not a possibility. But if it was filmed out of order, then Latoya and Jordan need to come out and say this was filmed out of order. I asked way before I cheated. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. But my spidey senses tell me, y'all, that this was filmed after the fact that Latoya was given that information that he had cheated. So that's what I'm saying. That's what my spidey senses, because I don't know. To me, even the scene gave he fucked up, and the way he felt like he can clean it up is if he could prove by proposing to her and asking to marry just to prove that he is committed to her. That's what this is giving. This is very high school and very childish, but at the same time, is what we got. So I don't know. We'll see. Only time will tell. We got a lot of season left, so we'll see what happens going forward from there. So the last thing is we're at Labrina and Will's house. Will is Labrina's husband. They invited Josh over. Labrina feels that, after the season wrapped and it was revealed what Josh had did to Elena, she feels like he needs to get his side of the story out because a lot of people always dogpile on the person who messes up, but they have a story to tell too. And I'm looking at Labrina like, ma'am, he told his side of the story at that therapy session he had with his wife about what he did and what she's not able to let go, rightfully so, because I wouldn't have let that go either. But he said his side of the story. Now, is there more? Most likely, yes, but he should have said that in the therapy session, unless they edited it out where the world couldn't see it, which is 100% possible. But y'all, I looked at Labrina and I was like, girl, if you don't go somewhere and sit your ass down somewhere, because yes, he has a lot of story. He was telling it last season. Nothing he said here did not match what he said then. The only thing he added was something else, which I'm about to go over. So Josh walks in, he says that he's going through it. He said from his point of view of the story, he was told to leave the house. There wasn't no question. It wasn't no, okay, we have grown apart, one way, your way, this way, this way. He was told to leave the house. So he felt blindsided. He said that also, it's been hard to really communicate with Elena, just like it was their anniversary. And she said, oh, I already got plans. I'm going to take the kids to the movies. He goes, okay, fine. And then when he would call at 8:00, Elena outside, she ain't got time to be talking with him. So, he just feels like, hey, this has been a long time coming. He really loves his wife. And so Labrina asked him, like, well, what happened? Like, what was the money situation about? And he says, in 2020, I made some bad decisions. I thought I was putting our best foot forward and getting us ahead financially, but we didn't know how the world was going to be with the pandemic and everything. So when I lost it all, that's just what it was. And here's the thing, what y'all have to understand was I wasn't just taking her money and investing in stuff. I am the backbone of that business. 75% of that business is because of me. And she does the 25%, which is the talent. And I said, Josh, that's where you fucked up right there. That's where you fucked up right there. Because America, the people viewing, are not going to see it that way at all.
Neither
and we don't believe it.
Because you wouldn't have anything to do in the background if it wasn't for the talent that is her hands as a makeup artist.
Yeah.
So.
Exactly. Yeah. That was a nice save. I get what you were trying to do, but that wasn't it.
Outside of her business, nigga, what else did you do? Since you want to claim shit, what you done by yourself?
And where is your job? What do you do for a living? I don't recall and I don't remember. I'm not going to go back and watch.
So I'd like to point out, Labrina, you need your ass whooped old school right in the hood, in the middle of the street. We need to take your shoes and put them up on the telephone pole afterward where you can't get to them. You need your ass whooped old school. You really do. Because in what world is it okay for you to be meeting with her husband? Does Elena know that you are meeting with her husband and this close to him? Does she know? You need your ass whooped. You breaking girl code. Again. What the hell? If James break up with somebody, I don't want to hear from them. Don't fucking call me. Like, no shade. I was probably nice to you for him. Because I'm really not that fucking nice. Like, that's weird. Once my friends break up with somebody, I'm not calling them. I'm not nothing unless they like need my help with like, they don't want to see him, want me to pick up the kids or something. Then I'll help. But outside of that, there's no reason for
Labrina. She said she want him to get his side of the story out because
fine. But does Elena know that you want him to get his side of the story out? Does Elena know that he would be getting his side of the story out on TV? Like, I get that she got a problem with Latoria right now, but what did Elena do to you? Because everybody in the group seems to say that Elena's been in the wind because she has this situation going on. Right. So whatever beef Labrina had with the group has nothing to do with Elena. She's fucked up for me with her husband. Talk about, I want him to get his side of the story. Okay, Labrina. But then look how they do her son on TV. So I digress. She need her ass whooped. That's all I'm saying.
I just feel like for me, it was so unnecessary for you to want to meet up with this man, hear his side of the story, feel like he needs to say this when he did say something, it was pretty much to diminish Elena. Nothing he said to me felt like, oh yeah, I'm a man. I want to fight for my family. What I did was fucked up and it was wrong. I should even have did the shit. Like I shouldn't even have did the shit. And she has every right to be angry. But no, what this man says was, I'm tired of this. I'm not the only one who fucked up in my marriage and this and that. Yeah, I cheated, but you know what? I wasn't the only one who did so. So then Labrina was like, okay, well, did Elena cheat? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, okay.
I agree with American Born. She should have let the men talk. If it was
She
the
should
men
have.
talking, it would have been okay. But the fact that she was there and asking all of these questions that you could have asked your friend was crazy.
I'm just like, so Labrina, how you gonna run that back to Elena?
Listen, Elena's very quiet, but he want to tell his side of the story. A hit dog gonna holler.
I'm trying to tell you. To me, I already had my mind made up because I said it was some money shit. I didn't think. Well, it was confirmed he did cheat, but I thought it was money shit. I said that from the beginning. I said this has something to do with money. This ain't got nothing to do with cheating. This has everything to do with money because of how she's acting. It wasn't like, because to me, she looked like the type, if he cheated, she would have been gone a long time ago. I feel like it was money, and I said that if y'all go back and watch it, I said it's money. It has everything to do with money because that's what it seemed like to me. As soon as he said it, I was like, yep, because that's what it looks like. But to me, I'm curious to see how Labrina is going, because I know she's going to run this back to Elena. And this is not going to go well for you, Labrina. I'm telling you.
Elena gives me somebody, though, that will, she doesn't give me that she's super confrontational, just based on how terribly she handled confrontation last season. And I feel like Labrina knows that.
It was just a messy move. It was just a messy move. And I can't help but think that this is going to be something she's going to put in her back pocket and wait for Elena to have a moment so she could throw it in her face. And I'm not with that. If that's what this is. Oh, Labrina, this is, I'm telling you, the YouTubers are going to eat you up because we already think this is wrong already. So imagine this being a circumstance where now you're going to do this and you could be potentially bringing this back up to this lady, say, oh, I met with your husband. He came to my house and he told me all what you did. But I could just see that, y'all. Y'all let me know if y'all can see that too. And I'm telling y'all, it's not going to be good for Labrina if she brings it up in that way. It's just not going to be good for her. Because regardless of how you may feel about Elena, which you did not make clear in any point in this episode, I don't think Elena deserves for you to meet with her husband behind her back and try to get his side of a story that really ain't got shit to do with none of y'all. That's how I feel. So
just being nosy.
Yeah, just being nosy, and it's very unfortunate. Like, it's very unfortunate that this is what you choose to do in your spare time on reality TV. But that was it, y'all. He reveals that there was infidelity on both parts. So I can't wait to see what the conclusion of this conversation is going to be. I want to know Elena's reaction so bad to seeing this scene. I really do. I want to know how she felt and if she felt this was a necessary thing for Labrina to do. And I agree with Mrs. Best. This should have been a conversation between the men. If they are really friends, this should have been a conversation between them two. Labrina should not have been in the kitchen with them. That's how I feel. So, but that was Heart and Hustle Houston, y'all. It's starting off really messy, and I'm here for it. Good start out. So far, everybody gets a fresh start with me, but Labrina is definitely working on my nerves already. It ain't even on the episode 1, but she's working on my certain nerves season 1 too with that fucked up blind date shit. So we'll see where she's going with this. But let me know how y'all felt about the episode, especially the ending part. Do y'all feel Josh was right to get his side of the story out on national TV with Labrina and Will? Or do y'all think that this should have been a different conversation or maybe different people in the room? Let me know what y'all think. I can't wait to read your comments. Shout out to the ladies of Heart and Hustle Houston. Ralph, you make it back onto my comment section. Hey, how you doing? It's been a long time. You look great. I love the new look. Keep on shining, my good girl. And I love all of them. I really do. Even Labrina. I do. I like Labrina. I just, I want to give her a hard time. I do, because this was wrong. Labrina, this was wrong. But We're going to move it on to my next live, guys, which will be Love and Marriage Huntsville. Make sure you guys come over there. Shout out to my replay game. I love y'all just as much. Thank y'all for commenting, and I will see you guys on my next live. Bye-bye.